Flixlux Pipe first started its PVC pipe operations back in the mid-70s with the installation of 3 lines in what we now call the West Plant. This doubled in size within a couple of years, and then a further doubling occurred in the late 90s with the addition of what we call the East Plant. This office was put up in 1931 as a showcase for the production from the kilns just outside our walls here. So you might imagine a plant site that's built at the end of an old railway right-of-way and is surrounded on 3 sides by Sumas First Nations Reserve might present a number of operational and logistical challenges, and certainly they do. Part of my mandate was to look for a new site for the plant assets, something that would be a lot more functional, more efficient for us. Those plans were scoped back in the late 2009-2010 period. Part of that was to get some better extrusion equipment in the plant, but a bigger part of that was to look at different ways and means of handling all the operational tasks that we need to do. And that's when we embarked on our lean journey back in March 2011.
The most significant challenge for us is really culture change. However, the difference this time around was the support we surrounded ourselves with. We were on fittings that become involved with Bob Adams of HPS. And when we witnessed the success they were having, we decided it was a no-brainer to join the consortium. Although we've seen considerable progress over the last number of years, it continues to be a case of 2 steps forward and 1 step back as the ebb and flow of engagement changes. We've knocked off most of the low-hanging fruit, such as plant decluttering, shadow boards, and posting key plant metrics, which provide daily feedback to improve. The first major improvement was the development and implementation of our new production line training manuals. Each shift has a designated trainer, and each trainer received individual training in respect to using the manual and communicating the correct training methods. The manual is utilized during the first 2 weeks of a new employee's orientation when they receive 84 hours of one-on-one training. The manual is simply a visual guide that provides all the information our takeoff operators require to be successful on a daily basis. The manual illustrates the core values of road building products and provides the foundation to safe work practices we practice every day. There's considerable focus on workplace hazards, including risk assessment, and each manual is tailor-made to the individual production line. Another key improvement has been in the area of product movement. For over the last 40 years, we've moved product with a 22-foot spreader bar. I'm happy to say all that's left of that is this picture. Moving forward, a new tool was introduced. Although they were aware of the risks associated with the spreader bar, they were comfortable using it and didn't think there was a need to change. The new tool has made drastic improvements in the safety and efficiency of moving our products. The tool is specifically engineered for lifting and is available in several different pipe diameter ranges, which addresses our needs. And we eliminated the hardwired pendant-style control and now use a wireless remote unit. This allows the operator to move the product in all directions and with the touch of a hand rotate the pipe. We now utilize this new lifting tool on 5 of our 10 production lines where weight of product is concerned. Another success.
Well, I think that in my time here, it's undoubtedly one of the best improvements that we've made in the shop. The ease of use that it affords us compared to the old spreader bar, it's unmatched. We can move now pipe up to 12 inches wide with the clamp, and it has a rating of 4,500 pounds. That's over 2 tons. None of our pipe even comes close to that. They can lift anything with ease, and I can use one hand on a remote, and one hand, even one finger, to actually spin this pipe around. I get my job done faster, I get my job done safer, and more efficiently.
The following demonstration is what we in the plant call an old school tooling changeover. When a production line is scheduled for a changeover, for example changing from one diameter to another, the production line is shut down, and the appropriate die tooling and downstream equipment are exchanged. We begin by purging the line with a compound that is very similar to standard PVC compound. However, it's loaded with a specific additive which prevents burning of the material when subjected to high heat over an extended period. The process begins with reducing the extruder and die heats. Typically, they are turned down to approximately 250 degrees for this process. Once all the PVC is emptied from the die, the setup personnel will now start the task of disconnecting the associated heater bands and removing the appropriate die parts for exchange. One of the difficulties of this type of tooling is that it's extremely hot to handle and it's quite heavy. Extreme caution must be used to handle the tooling safely. Our new and improved process is what we call quick change tooling, commonly known in the industry as SMID. The difference with quick change is that we simply turn off all the heats on the extruder and die, which prevents PVC material from burning inside the die and extruder. And finally, the appropriate die tooling is removed and replaced with the new tooling. The primary advantage of quick change tooling is that purging is not required. This not only saves material, it saves significant time. While the die is being changed over, additional personnel make the necessary changes to the downstream equipment in preparation for restart. The new tooling is then installed, electrical wiring is completed, and die temperatures are turned up in preparation for the line restart.
It's fantastic. It's made my job a lot easier. We're having less scrap rate, we're having higher up times, and it's a lot safer.
Once all the downstream tooling has been completed, the line is restarted, and the process of stringing up the line begins. In some cases, we can be back up producing product in as little as 30 minutes. Overall, I have to say that challenging on a daily basis. However, that has not deterred our workforce from developing and implementing new ideas daily.